Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to be reviewing the Airhogs Star Trek U.S.S. Enterprise quadcopter. It's got 4 rotors underneath the main fuselage here. Here's another shot of it. What we're going to be doing with this is reviewing it, doing a full review. We're going to be going from unboxing, inspection to setup to flight test, and also a little pros and cons afterwards, just so you know exactly how this thing performs. It comes with a little stand. There's the controller, and that's basically it. Takes 4 AA batteries, so you're gonna need 4 AA batteries for the controller. Let's go ahead and pull it out of the box here. Whoop. Oh, there we go. So there's the U.S.S. Enterprise. This is the NCC 1701A model. I'm trying to remember from what movie that was from or what time frame, but I'm not really a Star Trek guy. I'm more of a Star Wars guy, as you may know. It looks like it's just held together with these little tape slots, you know, so you want to pull those out of their tape there so you can flip these little things up, and it looks like that's just how the ship's going to be held on. And also has these little elastic tie wrap bands, so you're going to need some scissors, and you need to like carefully clip those away. Make sure you don't clip anything like the propellers or anything. Alright, so that's that. Here's the instruction manual. Here is some more stuff, so need your scissors again to get this. These are like the charging cables, and there's a little stand there. Okay, so this is just also held in by a couple of tie wraps. Alright, so that's everything out of the box. Here's the controller. You have your throttle on the left and your yaw, pitch and roll, just like other RC controllers, power button, trims for said functions, and it looks like on this one you can turn the sound on or off, like a lot of the Airhog stuff. Left trigger, it clicks in, not sure what that does. Right trigger, it's got like a red play button on that, so let's see what that is too. This one kind of cool. It doesn't have any screw, so you can either push it if you have fingernails or just push it with a little tool or screwdriver, and you can just pop this off. 4 AA batteries. You don't have to have a screwdriver and unscrew that. Anyway, that's the controller, and let's take a look at the U.S.S. Enterprise quadcopter real quick. So pretty good detailing. It is foam. I'm seeing lights up here on the sides. Very cool. And in the inside as well, so you're going to see those lights from the in and outside. Looks like it's got a little bit of tape on it for bracing. I would leave this tape on here. This is like a plastic tape, and it looks like they put that on to help prevent it from cracking off in a hard crash. Cool looking light in the front here for the engines. Nothing on the back. This does feel kind of hefty right here in the middle. I am feeling quite a bit of heft right in this area, and that's probably because of the battery, and it is a little mini quadcopter that's engulfed by this whole frame. So anyway, very good detailing. This is an open cage, of course, because the air has to flow because it is a quadcopter, but at least you don't have to put on any prop guards or take them off. It's just all inclusive here. Here's the propellers down in there. These are brushed motors that are actually laying down sideways on the arms. You can see that there, and then there's a gearing process here. Looks like it's pretty well done. Pretty good sized propellers. Over here on the bottom we can see this is where we're going to be plugging into, looks like to charge it. There's the on off switch here. So that's pretty cool. Look at that. So this nice blue LED, just like the real Enterprise. Nice blue glow for the engines and on the sides, and then this is gonna, even the top too, we got a nice white light on top. Oh, there's the battery. I was wondering where the battery was. The battery's actually in front. So that's the battery there. And this should be going on solid when we bind to the controller. Let me boot it up in just a second. Okay, so this one, the picture's wrong on here. There actually is no compartment here for charging. So that's why they give you this USB cable. So the USB cable and the frame are in this bag, the stand I should say. So if you did want to stand it up if you're not using it, go ahead and put it on that frame, and I'll put that together in just a second. But here's the charging cable. So you want to plug this into like a computer or a cell phone charger, and plug this end into the bottom of the craft, just like this. And the way we put this stand together, let's check out the instructions for how to put that stand together. And it's just going through some of the controls. Let's see what these are. So the right trigger is going to be a sound effects trigger. So you're going to have all different kinds of sound effects from the movies. And there's a warp speed on the left trigger. So not sure what that does, but we'll try that when we fly it in just a second. There we go. So give it a little pressure with your thumbs, and that actually snaps right in there. And let's see how this thing will actually hold up the craft. Oh, there was one more piece. I was trying to figure out why that wasn't working. So there's one more piece that you notch in on top. There we go. So now the whole Enterprise is just going to sit just like that. So that's pretty cool. Little clear stand. You see how that works? So when you're not flying it, go ahead and put it on there and you can display it. So pretty neat. A good little addition they included in the box. You know, glad they did that. Anyway guys, let me go ahead and charge these things up, and let's get this thing up in the air, fly around the living room, and see how it does. So I just wanted to touch base while I was charging really quick. Look how cool that is. So you plug into your USB charger, and look at that. The engine light actually has a pulsing, not just a solid on or off light, but it's actually a pulsing LED light. So I thought that was really cool. Why they kind of give you this stand is because if you do set it on the table, that's the best you're going to get. So I would recommend probably launching it from the stand like this. Let's go ahead and try to fly this thing. Power on the bottom here. I'm going to go ahead and set it down on the stand, and then power the controller on. And it kind of immediately binds. You can see that the white light is on solid. And there are our propellers, and we can see that when we do give it some thrust, the blue lights in the back light up. The blue light in the front's already lit. And we're ready to go. So let's fly this thing and see how it does in the house. Lift off. Wow. Look at that. So very cool looking. That middle white section is really neat. It's like it's drifting back a little bit. Actually, it's not bad. There's some slight variations, but not bad at all. So the blue thrusters on the back are pretty neat, and then we got our engine on the front and the center core, I guess, in the middle. Very neat looking. Let's get a little bit of a close-up here. Nice. So full pitch forward, pretty slow. There's our yaw and full pitch forward. So a very slow and docile craft here. See what happens if we pull the left trigger. Actually, the right trigger first. Oh, I got the mute on. Okay. Don't forget to push this speaker button to the right. There we go. So that sounded like a laser sound. Cool. It's like a radar sound. I kind of forget with Star Trek what the sounds are, but there's one more. Oh, the beam me up sound. And let's try that one more time. Oh, I think that's the hailing sound. The intercom hail sound. Anyway. Wow, there's another one too. It's like a creature forest sound. Wow, so this thing's got a whole lot of sounds. Pretty neat. And I think it cycles back to, yeah, so it seemed like it had maybe 6 sounds to it. So pretty cool. Let's see what the thrust is from a hover to a full thrust up. You can see how it's not the greatest, but definitely looks cool. And that's what this thing more is more for, is just the looks and to be able to fly it. Full thrust up again. That's what you can expect for full thrust. Let's just do kind of a hover yaw. So yawing left. Oh, starting to drift into the wall. So that's maximum yaw, very slow. You see how slow that is? Okay, now let's try the left trigger. Don't know what this is gonna do. Ah. Did it make it go faster? Full pitch forward and then the left trigger. Oh yeah, it did. That's neat. Seems like the yaw is going a little to the right, so I just trimmed it out to the left a little bit. Full pitch forward again. So you see how fast we can go full pitch forward. But then when we hit the warp drive, watch this. Okay, full pitch forward, warp drive. Oops, wrong button. Warp drive. Yeah, it seems like it does go a little faster. Yeah, see that pitch? Okay, so I gave it a little bit of a deeper pitch when you hit that warp drive. So here we go. So low level blinking lights. You can see the white light on top went off. You still got one on the bottom. And the engine light and the back lights are blinking. So let's just fly it around until it runs out of power, and we'll be able to get kind of a flight timing. This was fully charged. Okay, so now it's dropping. I'm full throttle up. I just want to see what happens when it like completely runs out of power. So I'm still full throttle. There we go. And it shut itself off. So it looks like it completely shut off. There's no more lights blinking or anything. They did this one pretty well, I think. Better than some of the Star Wars ones that I'm reviewing. I think I like this one a lot. So let's go ahead and go through a pros and cons now of the U.S.S. Enterprise. Looks of it, awesome. Lighting, awesome. Stability, good. Performance as far as ability to change rates and stuff, you know, kind of limited. A slow flyer. It's definitely a toy. If you're a Star Trek fan, I would definitely recommend getting this one. This is a fun one, and it looks really cool. Like I said, the lighting, can't get over how good they did the lighting on this. Really awesome. So the control, the hyperdrive, it did work. So you'll be full pitch forward. You hit the hyperdrive, it gives it like a few degrees more deeper pitch, so you can go faster, and it has a sound effect when you hit the hyperdrive. The trimming seemed to work. If it's doing a little stuff on its own, just trim the buttons and it can make it fly level. All the sound effects you get with the right trigger. There was like 6 or 7 or 8 sound effects. I forget how many, but you could hear them all in the video. So overall, pretty pleased with this one. I don't really have any complaints for what it is and how well it was done for the price. I think it was done pretty good. I guess a little bit of a con is it will only stand up level on its little stand, but it is cool they give you the stand, and you probably want to launch it from the stand as well. I guess you could possibly try to launch it without the stand, but I'd recommend having the stand. And that's also another cool factor, you know, when you're not using it, put it up on your shelf and you can display it like this. It's an awesome display toy. Anyway guys, I hope you like that review. I do a lot of reviews like this, so check out my channel. I also do a bunch of giveaways every month, and I will see you in the next video. And don't forget, I'll have the link down in the description for this guy of where you can click on that link and check the pricing and more in-depth specs and where you can get it from. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Where is my candy cane?